Welcome back, well, yes, indeed. Continuing our focus on the appointment of Mrs. Amina Zakari, acting capacity for INEC chairperson. Well, lots of commentary making the rounds about that matter. First, let's get to listen to her, what she says, having assumed duty.
Well, challenges cannot be envisaged because they come as the need arises. So we will tackle them as they come. We take it a day at a time and then try to sort out the administrative issues and then the major electoral issues, which a lot has been put into, and we just need to improve where INEC seem to have erred or failed during the last election. But basically, half of the recs are on seat and half of the commissioners are on seat. We should be able to deliver the best we can, pending when a new commission will be inaugurated. Another set will bow out, and maybe just 2 more commissioners will be left after August 11th. But hopefully by then the government would have taken action to constitute a new board. But so far, we will continue working until when a new commission is inaugurated, and the job will continue. We still have the directors, we have the secretary. The commission will not stop doing what it needs to do.
We have seen nepotism being involved in the choice of appointments. Now we are in court with APC, and there's issue of electoral tribunal and tendering of documents in the custody of APC. And Professor Jaga, in his wisdom, being fair-minded, being open, being that APC have celebrated him as conducting a transparent election, appointed, chose someone to hand over to. We ask, if they trust Professor Jaga to conduct a national election, they do not trust him to know who can hold over onto it. But instead, it was reversed and handed over to someone whose tenure is ending in 3 weeks. And she's now appointed to hold office until the substantive one has been appointed. Did she come with a hidden agenda? Has she been given a script to come and play? These are the questions, and this is why we have rejected it. It is not transparent. We reject it that on account of what she did in the last election, her closeness to the presidency, her acts in favor of APC, manifest bias in favor of APC, it is setting us back.
Well, the presidency is, however, not agreeing with the comments coming from the PDP. A statement issued by the presidency says that President Buhari did not overrule Professor Ashiru Jaga in appointing Mrs. Amina Zakari as the acting INEC chairman. Well, the PDP spokesman did say that much just now. But the presidency says that Professor Jaga's purported handing over to another commissioner cannot be construed as an appointment because only the president has the constitutional authority which he exercised to appoint Mrs. Zakari as acting chairman of INEC. Well, the statement also says that contrary to Mr. Metu's allegations, President Buhari's appointment of Mrs. Zakari as acting INEC chairman was based entirely on merit, her vast experience in the internal operations of INEC, and the president's commitment to affirmative action in support of gender equality. Because according to the presidency, apart from being fully qualified for the position, Mrs. Zakari was the only woman among 6 commissioners considered. Well, that's part of what we're considering today on the program. We're joined now by Dr. Dele Ashiru, who is a lecturer in the Department of Political Science, University of Lagos. Thank you for coming on this morning.
Thank you very much.
Well. Already arguments going back and forth about the appointment because Prof. Jaga did eventually hand over to Ambassador Wali before the presidency came up with that announcement. And there's a lot of talk about the person of the acting INEC chairman now, Mrs. Zakari. But looking at the entire scenario, what do you think?
Well, I think my first reaction would be that the presidency needs to up its game in terms of responding to critical issues as it affects Nigerians and key institutions of government. According to Professor Jega, he did inform the president that his tenure was going to expire. And one would think that in being proactive, the presidency ought to act swiftly. I think another thing to say is to commend Jega, because if it were to be other Nigerian chief executives, rather than handing over to somebody he considers appropriate, what he will be doing is lobbying, to get a second term. But way back, he told Nigerians that once his tenure expires, he will not be seeking a second term in office. Now, listening to Jega, the point he made was that Ambassador Wali, which he handed over to, will be leaving the commission around August. Of course, Zakari will be leaving in July. And if we must be true to ourselves and very sincere, it makes more credible logic to hand over to somebody whose tenure is longer than somebody who probably will be leaving in about 2 or 3 weeks. So it is my opinion that the appointment of Zakari, irrespective of the presidency's staunch defense of that position, is uncharitable, and it smacks of some kind of danger for the future of INEC. Look, if we look at Zakari very well, if we do a forensic analysis of the person, like Olisametu said, I am no friend to PDP and any of the political parties, but like Olisametu said, the woman is said to be so close to the president. That in itself, if the president wants to act in the best interest of Nigeria, that singular allegation rules Zakari out. Not only that, she was reported to have been very partisan and, in support of one of the contending political parties. How then do you make a character like that the acting, chairman of a commission whose assignment is as sensitive as that of INEC?
It doesn't matter if an election is coming within 3 weeks of her tenure.
Whether elections are coming or not, the fact that you sit, as the chairman of a commission gives you a lot of latitude to take critical decisions. And because of that, the character of the person who must occupy that position must be impeccable, must be credible, and devoid of any form of controversy.
But look at the reasons that the president, the statement gave.
That
knowledge of the workings of the commission.
Has she got more merit than Ambassador Wali? Has she got more experience?
The reasons he gave.
The affirmative action. Why should it be that they will be testing affirmative action with INEC? And if it must be somebody, if they want to test affirmative action, why must it be Zakari that is so controversial? From the very mentioning of her name, look at the barrage of comments, of criticisms, that we should, as a nation, especially with a president who is coming into office with this mantra of change, avoid, all of these kind of issues within our polity. One of the things that Jega brought to INEC was his personal integrity and devoid of, all kinds of encumbrances. Now, Amina Zakari is starting with all of this baggage. You are partisan, you are known to be close to the president, you are